So I filmed this entire video without an intro, so I'm here now at the end of the video, filming the beginning of the video to let you know that I do have an unboxing of F-Balm on my channel where I go more in depth about F-Balm, what it does, I show you the ingredients list, and if you want to see more about that, click up here and I'll also leave a link down below so you can check that out before watching this video. This video is going to be all about my experience using F-Balm, so let's get into it. By the way, for those of you new to my channel, I do have oily, acne-prone, and sensitive skin. The trifecta, the lovely trio, if you will. They're great, you know? Best combination of skin, don't you think so? So last night I tried F-Balm for the first time on my face, and I followed it up after my Derma E routine that I've been using for about the past month. So that is this routine right here. I start off with, of course, washing my face with the jelly cleanser, and then I'll go in with this moisturizer from Derma E. This is their Skin Restore Advanced Peptides and Collagen Moisturizer. And then I'll follow up with like 3 to 4 drops of this all over my face. So this is the Anti-Wrinkle Treatment Oil from Derma E, and this one is like a retinol oil. So I've been trying out retinol for the past month in an oil form, really been loving it. If you haven't seen that video, click up here and you can check that out, watch the whole thing, learn more about this. But yeah, so this is my routine last night, and then I followed it up with F-Balm. I only did 1 pump because I felt like I didn't really need any more hydration than that. My face was already pretty well hydrated, so I just wanted to try this out. It did have those beads though. I know that in my unboxing I couldn't really feel or see them, but I definitely felt and saw them last night. It was very cool. It had a cooling sensation upon application, which was super refreshing and satisfying, and then it blended out very easily, and it didn't really have any sort of irritation or anything like that. It just felt really nice. It also absorbed into my skin really quickly, really well, no issues, and yeah. It was nice. Okay, it is the morning after using F-Balm, and this is what my skin looks like. To be completely honest, it's drier than usual. Like, not that it's totally dry, it feels a little bit moisturized, but there's definitely dry patches that I'm feeling all over my face, which is super odd. But at the same time, it might kind of make sense because winds have started picking up out of nowhere here in California, so that of course makes the air drier. As a result, I've been drying. I've been turning on the heater, so that also is, you know, sucking out some moisture, I'm sure. And I mean, if you just look at my hands, they are so dry right now. It's crazy. Like, they're very cracked, painfully cracked. It's just So I'm sure that is also contributing. It's not necessarily F-Balm's fault. Now, I did use only 1 pump of F-Balm last night, so tonight I'm gonna try doing what they like recommend on the bottle to do, what is it, 4 to 5? Yeah, 4 to 5 pumps. I still feel like that's a lot, to be completely honest. Maybe I'll do 3, but I will also pair it with TLC Frame Boost tonight, and we'll see how that goes. Because when I used it with the whole Derma E routine that I have, that oil on its own makes my skin feel very hydrated. Like, I really don't feel like I need anything on top of that. So this kind of felt like overkill. Last night, my face did feel a little bit, I don't want to say greasy per se, but just a little bit more like, more oily than it needed to be when I applied this afterwards. So I'm sure with TLC Frame Boost, it'll pair perfectly because TLC Frame Boost does not leave my skin feeling oily, so this should be fine. So we'll see how it goes tonight, and I'll keep you guys updated. Welcome to night 2. I decided to run you guys through my entire nighttime skincare routine because why not? So I started off with washing my face with the Best Jelly Cleanser. After that, I pat dried my face using my hands. It's a new technique I've been trying out the past week for drying my face, and I've really been into it. It's supposed to help minimize irritation, and if you experience redness with towel drying, this helps to prevent that. And it's been working so well for me. So basically, you just use your fingers and pat the excess water into your skin until it all absorbs. And this really helps to plump up my skin too. It's been so nice. After that, I followed up with 2 pumps of TLC Frame Boost, put that all over my face, of course applying it in an upwards motion as much as I can to prevent any sort of sagging or wrinkling, any sort of pulling of the skin. I let that sit on my face for a sec so it could all absorb, and while I did that, I applied the Derma E Hydrating Eye Cream underneath my eyes. Now it is time for F-Balm. I applied 3 pumps of this because I was going for 4 or like 5, but after 3 it wasn't pumping out anymore. It's probably the way that I was holding the bottle, but regardless, I felt like 3 was enough, you know, it was a hefty amount. So I applied that all over my face and again went in an upwards motion. So the beads kind of explode on your face, not in a way where it's harsh or abrasive or you feel it, but they disappear, they blend into your skin, I guess that's a better word. Like you don't really feel a bursting sensation on your face, you know what I mean? While applying F-Balm, it truly feels more like a moisturizer to me as opposed to an overnight sleeping mask. When I think of a sleeping mask, I think of something a little bit thicker, a little bit more, like moisturizing, more thick, just basically more thick, you know? And that's not what F-Balm is. F-Balm is very lightweight and it's more comparable to Proteini in my opinion. So after applying F-Balm, it had this sort of silicone-y feel as if I was applying a primer before makeup. You know, if you've ever used like Smashbox's primer, it kind of feels like that. But at the same time, it doesn't look like that because it leaves my skin looking very glossy and shiny, as if I had an Instagram filter on top of it. You know that Instagram filter that just makes your face very shiny and it usually has those colors kind of like cascading around your face? That's what the F-Balm truly reminds me of. It just looks like that. Hi. Since this night I did apply more than the previous night, it took a little bit longer for it to fully absorb into my skin. And I would say it took about 5 to 10 minutes for it to really feel like it was absorbing into my skin, but it never really fully felt like it was absorbed. Like it still had a sticky sort of feel, and I even gave it 30 minutes before I went to bed, and I still felt it just kind of like rubbing off onto my pillow, so I wouldn't necessarily say that this fully absorbs, at least not in my experience. So now it is the next morning, and again, just like yesterday, it is the most bizarre sensation because while my face kind of feels hydrated, it also feels dry at the same time. And this morning, the more odd thing about it was that I was experiencing pilling on my face as if like, you know when you have dry patches and it just looks flaky? It was kind of like that. So it was underneath my nose. I flaked it off this morning because I was just so curious what it was. So I can't show you that, but I do still have it on my chin. I'll try to insert a little close-up. I don't know if you can really see it, but in person, just know it is there. It is so bizarre. And I don't know, usually when I use overnight sleeping masks or just, I don't know, just other skincare products that I have that are supposed to make me wake up looking glowy and all that, I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, wow, I am the sun, the literal sun. Like, that's how much of a glowy goddess I look like. But with this, I wake up, look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, wow, I look extra tired. Like, it just makes my skin look dull. It feels very dry, not so much hydrated. If anything, it's more uncomfortable for me than it is hydrating. It's truly insane. I don't understand. Something else I totally forgot to mention yesterday was that I did also wake up with 2 new whiteheads. While they were tiny, they were there. So something that I was concerned about going into this is after reading the ingredients list, I noticed that 3 of the ingredients are derived from coconut oil. So I know personally for my skin, it does not react well to coconut oil, it does not like coconut oil. So even though it's not straight up coconut oil itself in F-Balm, since it is derived, it still has me a little bit worried because I'm like, I don't know, my skin could still react badly to this. So far, thankfully, we haven't had anything too crazy, but I'm still concerned. Like, F-Balm, sweetie, you were doing so well. You sounded so good. Why do you need to have coconut oil derived ingredients? I looked into it though, and it does make sense, and it actually explains the whole silicone primary feel. So these coconut oil derived ingredients, which by the way, let me just read them off to you because I don't remember them off the top of my head. Let's see. It is coconut alkanes, coconut water, and then cocoa caprylate / caprate. So basically the function of these ingredients is to provide an alternative to silicone. So it's not silicone, it's an alternative. And it's supposed to provide that sort of slippy sort of feel like a primer does. And it is supposed to be pore filling and just smoothing out the surface of your skin to make it appear, you know, flawless. So I can attest to that, it does do that. Like that totally explains the whole primer feel, but at what cost, you know? If it's gonna go downhill for me, I don't think it's worth it. Something that I did mention in my unboxing video for F-Balm was that I was so curious to see how F-Balm would compare to the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. And so far, just based off of the 2 nights that I've used it, I can tell you for sure they are not even similar. Like they're so different. Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask is a lot more thicker. It feels like a traditional overnight sleeping mask. It makes me wake up with glowy skin, definitely hydrating, brightening, makes me look full of life, like I got a full night of sleep, and I just absolutely love it. Whereas F-Balm, I'm not really there. I'm gonna try it again tonight a different way. I think I'm gonna add a few drops of marula oil on top of my face after TLC frame boost and then apply the sleeping mask. So maybe marula is the missing ingredient here. I don't know. I don't think I need to really be switching up my routine for F-Balm to work. Like it should just be working on its own, but we'll see. I'm about to head out to the gym, but I just wanted to do a quick skin update first. So last night I did the same skincare routine with washing my face with the Best Jelly Cleanser, 3 pumps of TLC Frame Boost, and then I added in 3 drops of marula oil all over my face, and then I applied 3 pumps of F-Balm, and yet this morning I am still dealing with that same situation where my skin feels dry and smooth at the same time. But I must say, my skin does look more awake and glowy to me this morning, but at the same time kind of tired. It's truly like the weirdest juxtaposition. I don't get it. Like I really want to love this and want it to work for me, but it's not fully working. Now I must say, I haven't washed my face yet. So something that's kind of cool about it is that my face is more mattified with this. Usually when I wake up, like my skin looks amazing, glowing, and then as the hours go by, my natural oils start peeking through. It's been a few hours since I've been up and my skin still looks mattified, so that's pretty cool. Now, when I do go to wash my face, I do still feel the mask there. Like F-Balm is definitely still there and my skin becomes smooth as I wash it. Like it just feels very smooth. So it's definitely there, it is working, it's doing something, but I don't know if I love it yet. and on top of that, I did wake up with 2 more new little itty bitty whiteheads. I don't want it to get worse, and it's very possible. You know what I would really love to see from Drunk Elephant as far as the sleeping mask goes? I would really love to see something that is more thick, nourishing, hydrating, like something that kind of resembles the feel and effects of that Superfoods mask or whatever it's called, the yellow one from Youth to the People, or even like the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. Like they're both thicker, they're more nourishing, and it feels just a lot better, at least on my skin. So I think that is definitely something that is missing from the line. You know, something kind of just more similar to Lala Retro, but in a mask form. I think that would be really nice, and I would be very into that. Because still, right now, F-Balm just feels like a moisturizer to me, not like a mask. And if I was to pick a moisturizer, I would honestly rather go with Lala Retro. I just really love that one a lot better. So that is that. Now, I will keep using F-Balm throughout the week, different ways, and we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so you know how I said I was gonna keep trying out F-Balm different ways and all of that? Well, that did not happen. And it's been, I wanna say like a week, at least a week. I don't know, you'll see on screen, I'll have what day it is, that I've stopped using F-Balm because it just kept breaking me out. And even to this day, I am still getting the same sort of little small whiteheads from F-Balm. And in addition to that, I did have 2 bigger whiteheads that were more like, not necessarily under the skin, but just kind of like in the skin, bigger. I don't know, they were just like bigger whiteheads. So there was one on my cheek and there was another one like somewhere on my chin. Thankfully, those are gone by now. I slept in my makeup one night, which I know you should not do, but I swear to you, I woke up the next day and all of those were like dried out and just washed right off, so that was great. Right now, the smaller whiteheads that I have are oddly on my nose, like in the middle of my brows, places that I don't really typically break out anymore, but I'm also getting them on my chin, like upper lip. It's just not great. I do have makeup on right now, so you can't really see the breakouts that I'm talking about, but just know they are there. They're there, they are thriving, they are living rent-free. Like, they're just everywhere, and I would like them to go away. So as a result, I have completely stopped using F-Balm. Unfortunately, it just does not work well for my skin, so it is a no from me, dog. It is a no. Hard pass. But if you are somebody who has tried F-Balm, or you're planning on trying it, definitely drop a comment down below and let me know how your experience with F-Balm is, because I would love to know. Like, I'm sure it works for somebody. My skin's just very sensitive, especially to coconut, so it is what it is. Like, I've been seeing a lot of reviews from other people who have already tried it, like through PR and stuff, and they absolutely love it, and I'm just like, are we trying the same product? Are we having the same, you know what I mean? Like, how does it work so well for you but not for me? But that's just the nature of skincare. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, or just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not gonna work for you. Did I say that right? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Anyways, that is all. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!